So what we're not going to do in 2024 is make it successful women to make it their problem that men are acting poorly. That doesn't go on us. That's not us. Why is it always our problem? Might not be our fault, but it's our problem. Stop it. Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Chelsea. Most of us know that. If you don't, hey, that's okay. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe because at the end of my videos, if you are subscribed, only if you're subscribed, I tell you that your butt looks good and give you a little pep talk. But if you are not subscribed, I can't help you there. I'm just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. You are going to be hearing that bulldog snoring during this video because he lives here. Because he's in my office with me. He's literally right behind me. So he's sawing logs. He's hard at work. So a lot of y'all appreciated my ranty, rambly few general commentary videos that I have put out the last 2 weeks. And I really appreciate that because whenever I feel super strongly about something, I swear to God, my toxic trait is that I do just want to turn on the camera and tell you because I have the wonderful talent of not being able to shut the F up. Thank God I made a career out of it. So if y'all don't know what has happened with CODY KO, go watch D'Angelo Wallace's video, okay? I'll have that link down below. A bunch of other people have made videos about it too, like Angelica Oles. I'm pretty sure the Do We Know Them Girly Pops are going to be putting up a video this week about it. Maybe their end of the week video, or maybe, maybe they've already put it up, but I know they're planning on talking about it too because I've talked to them about it and a bunch of other people. So I'll have people who have made good videos about it linked down below just so you can have an understanding. Now, there are a few things that I want to talk about when it comes to the aftermath of the cancellation of CODY KO. I say cancellation because cancellation, it's just a buzzword. It's not really a thing. A lot of times there's the mob mentality that completely will just discredit the actions of someone who we are trying to hold accountable, the collective we, because then it gets out of hand and then they just turn into a victim themselves. And it's crazy. So I have some notes here and let's go ahead and get into it because there's a lot and I'm going to have to make like 3 more videos about it because this is craziness. So first and foremost, a little recap. I'll go super fast. So CODY KO is an internet public figure, internet personality. He does commentary videos. He's a podcaster. He also has a lot of different investments in quite successful businesses such as Liquid Death and June Shine. And then there are a few others as well that he has invested in. And then we have Tana Mojo, Tana Mongoose, Tana Mugadugu, whatever you want to call her, who is another internet celebrity, internet public figure, internet personality, a YouTuber, and very successful podcaster as well. Fun fact, her podcast is way more successful than CODY KO's. Of course, CODY's main platform, though, is his YouTube videos on his 2 channels, though. When Tana was 17 at an event called Playlist Live, which was hosted in Florida in, I believe, 2016, she was 17 years old. And she went to this event and she had been a fan of CODY KO for a long time. She herself, at this time, also rising up in popularity, but still that power dynamic was there of her being like she has said before, like such a big fan of him. And he was 25 at the time and they played hide the pickle. With the internet space in general, and because Tana has talked about it before, this isn't new information. A lot of people knew that he was older and that he was in his mid-20s and then she was 18. She had said multiple times, I was 17, 18, but she has now solidified, done the math, proved it. We can just do the math. When the event was, when her birthday is. That's all you need to know. She was 17 years old. And she has said multiple times since then, especially recently this year and publicly said, I'm not trying to cancel him, anything like that, but she does want to be able to talk about it because it is her experience. It is a crime. It is illegal. He was aware of her age. So even if no one else was aware, he was aware. He was made aware by a third party. He was aware of her age. To quickly just finish up this recap, there was a live podcast show for the canceled podcast. That's Tana, her podcast with her co-host Brooke. They did a game called Hot Seat where they asked her a question. She had verified that she did hook up with him. They did have sexual relations and she was 17. Again, She said she's not pressing charges. She has said that she like doesn't need an apology, doesn't need to talk to him about it. But yes, is realizing as she has matured and grown up that, hey, that was extremely inappropriate. That was a crime. That was not okay, right? And with individuals who are sexualized at a young age, have gone through a lot of trauma, as she has as well, at a young age too, that can happen a lot of times. Even people who weren't sexualized at a young age, no matter what the situation is, if you're going through trauma when you are younger and then you mature, you're older now, you can look back and realize, oh, I was romanticizing that memory or that situation to try to maybe protect myself from that like trauma or any whatever. It's important to know that too. And I feel like she has addressed that. The way that people are trying to dismiss this, people saying, well, she is unlikable, or, oh, well, it's Tana, like she's lied before. What? Like, you can just do the math. It's a crime. And then people trying to do like weird backwards math, trying to say like, oh, well, what's the difference between like 17 and a half or whatever? And it's like, that doesn't matter. He's 25. That's extremely inappropriate. That's not okay. And then more so than that, people saying like, oh, well, he hasn't confirmed it. That doesn't matter. And also, yes, he has. If something is not true, you're going to say it's not true. And I understand like not addressing something if because at some point it's just like beating a dead horse. And I brought this up in a previous video, so I'm sorry I'm talking about it again. But I've had goblin level trolls on Reddit, and I love Reddit. Stop ruining that experience for me. But I've had people, goblins on Reddit, trolls, being like, oh, well, I have proof that, you know, you're a like Bible thumping Trumper and whatever. And I'm like, what proof, babe? You're not in the voting booth with me. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. And so things like that, or like if you've addressed something so many times and it's like, at this point, I'm just going to ignore it. Like the information's out there of what I've said before. So like, I'm done. But Cody's never done that. So that's the difference here. And his silence is deafening. It is crazy. And for people to be like, well, there's no proof. What proof do you want? I said this in my last video about this. Do you want a video of them doing it and her holding up her license and then like her phone with the date on it? It's so wild. And hey, if you got to do that to justify that, that's messed up. And not to reference or take inspiration from Matthew McConaughey in a great movie, A Time to Kill. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But imagine your little sister, your daughter is 17 years old, and there's someone that she loves, an internet celebrity that she just is so fond of, and they are 25 and she is 17. That should be all I have to say, because that's so inappropriate. So inappropriate. Complete side note, I'm just so happy that Tana has like come out on top. And I don't want to, you know, focus so much on like, oh, she's so successful, like monetarily. Yes, she is, but she's in what seems like a healthy, supportive, loving relationship. It seems like she has good people around her now, finally, and, you know, supportive people. And yes, she is like in a much better space, I think. And that just makes me so happy, because being someone who was taken advantage of for so many years and who has been victimized and who has been just like on completely, and for her to come out on top, like that rarely happens. So thank God. Now, since all of this has happened, a lot of people weren't talking about it, but smaller commentary channels were. And by smaller, I mean less than 500,000 subscribers were like the only ones talking about it. And yes, that's great, but it really is important with issues like this, for it to get more legs and be picked up by like media and stuff, and like publications that actually hold that weight. And yes, I know in my generation and, you know, younger people too, we do see like this as independent journalism or independent media, whatever. And like, yes, we do think that videos like this and D'Angelo Wallace's, it holds that weight, but a lot of other people don't still, which is annoying. So having like Rolling Stone or whatever, Vanity Fair, whoever, make posts about it or whatever, like that is really important. Cody had not said anything. Commentary channels, drama channels were talking about it. And then D'Angelo Wallace put up his video. And it has, at the time that I am filming this, which is Saturday, July 20th at noon, which I'm going to have to wrap it up now because the baby's awake. But at noon, D'Angelo's video, D'Angelo. When you search D'Angelo, Cody Ko is the first thing that pops up. D'Angelo's video is at 2.5 million, and he posted it 6 days ago. And so yes, more people have talked about it. More people have called it out. And it's really important, I think, for it to be called out. And it's great that D'Angelo did that, and he did it in a very succinct way. And now a lot bigger creators are seeing, oh wow, this has legs. I need to talk about it. I need to make a statement. And since then, multiple people who are either in like the same circles or people who are like connected by only a few degrees of separation on the internet, like, or on YouTube, maybe they're not friends with him. Maybe, they are, maybe they've collaborated, whatever, or maybe they haven't, but still people who are at that same level as CODY KO have spoken out. And I think that is so, so important. So Jarvis, who is a massive commentary creator and who does, share a few friends and colleagues with CODY KO, did a podcast episode basically about this, just a more like casual chat. And the AdSense from that video is going towards the nonprofit RAIN, which is wonderful. Love that for him. And their video, though, was posted 22 hours ago and has 500,000 views. And that's great. Podcast episode is getting around the same type of views that his other channel videos do. So that's good. But then also Brittany Broski put out a statement as well on her Instagram story, which it's like, why not put these types of statements on, the part of your platform that like where most of your audience is, which I feel like is YouTube for her. All right. So she posted this Instagram story and it said, I'm crushed to learn about the CODY allegations. If proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and a longtime fan. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat out disappointing. Now, a lot of people are coming for her and others, but a lot of people, first of all, her fan base, and I am a Brittany Broski fan, but her fan base, maybe it's just on Reddit, I don't know, man, but dear God, do they like come for her. It is crazy. And there are people who are like trying to cancel her now. And it's like, y'all, she didn't do the thing. You just didn't like her addressing it. Would you have rather her not addressed it? Like, and from a YouTuber, semi-public figure-y type person, any type of creator can look at that statement and be like, okay, she's trying not to get sued. That's what that is. And yes, was it a bit redundant of saying crushed by the allegations and then if proven to be true? Yes, that's redundant. It's very poorly worded. However, coming at her now and saying things like she's an apologist or like she's just as bad or like we need to cancel her now. And it's like, again, because, hey, that's not okay. Absolutely not. Like, she did the thing y'all wanted her to do. What are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? You want her to like go over to his house and you force him to talk about it? No. And I thought as well that Jarvis's statement, an entire podcast episode about it was really good. And him saying like, hey, we're not friends. Like we've been in the same vicinity like once, like chill. I think that can definitely be a disconnect or, kind of confusing for people, for the viewer, because you see these people who are, collaborating or mentioning each other or, they're in like the same vicinity within like the internet space and, within only a few degrees of separation. Maybe they have mutual friends or mutual colleagues. And a lot of times people will think like, oh, well, that's your best friend. No, it's not. Y'all don't know my best friends. I'm not best friends with people on the internet. These are my colleagues. Calm down. So it's just wild that, and I kind of understand it, but it's also like, what in the parasocial is going on? I'm going to need y'all to stop. And we're going to talk about his Reddit page in a minute, but someone on the CODY KO subreddit said he uploaded an apology and it says, hi, and it's him holding a ukulele. It's obviously a joke and it's fake, but I thought that was funny. And this comment was on the Brittany Broski subreddit. And this one says, but how am I supposed to pretend the funny people in my phone are my friends if they don't explicitly verify they share the same opinions I do on every single hot topic within 2 to 4 business days with a PR statement that's worded exactly to my liking? Yeah. And then Chad, and then there was another person, girl boss creator, girl boss just meaning another woman creator who spoke out as well. And Chad responded to a tweet or an X that said, Tana losing her spotlight, so it's time to start digging into 9-year-old. And Chad said, 9 years is a long time to y'all until it's the age gap between Tana and CODY KO. Yeah, Chad, good job. I love her so much. She's great. Now, speaking of the age gap and 9 years specifically, one thing that a lot of people have said is, oh, well, he's not going to talk about it. He's not going to make a statement. He's not going to admit it, whatever, or apologize to even his audience or colleagues or Tana, because if he admits to it, he's admitting to a crime. Well, yeah, it's illegal. It is illegal. He would be admitting to a crime. However, the statute of limitations, like she's already said she's not going to press charges. She's not going to pursue it like that. And then also other people were like, yeah, but the state still could. Girl, the statute of limitations on this is up. It actually just passed last month because in the state of Florida, which is where it happened, I was incorrect in my last video, but age of consent in California and Florida is both 18. I'm not sure about the statute of limitations on being a statutory Stanley in California, but in Florida, I do know there's no statute of limitations for a victim under 12 years old, which is, we love that. No limit thing. We don't love statutory Stanleys. But then for someone between 12 and 17, I think it is, there is an 8-year statute of limitations from the date of the victim's 18th birthday. That date just passed. Her birthday is June 24th. I could be getting this wrong regarding the year she was born, but June 24th, 2024 was the day that was up. As far as I know, she has not done it. She said that she wasn't going to, and I don't think that she would. I don't think she'd want to go through all that. No, the state also can't do that, right? So it's important to know that as well. However, what's sometimes even more powerful than the courts is the court of public opinion. CODY KO has been posting pretty consistently, like 2 videos a month or 3 videos a month, whatever, 1 a month, something like that, to his main channel for a while. But on his second channel, CODY KO, he's been posting a video, I'm not exaggerating, almost every 2 days for like this entire year and probably longer. And probably like prior to that too, but he's been posting so consistently, except for now. He has not posted on that channel in 6 days. So we're like 4 days overdue for a video. And then the Tiny Meat Gang, TMG Studios, which is his podcast network, and Tiny Meat Gang being his podcast. The Tiny Meat Gang specifically has not missed an upload in so long. I'm pretty sure they never have, because they would like pre-record content, or as they got bigger, like if one of them couldn't do it, they would have like a substitute. They would have someone else come in and take one of their places. And this past week, they missed that. That in itself is telling. So I don't know if CODY is just noping out and just disappearing for a while until it dies down. He might be doing that, which from a PR standpoint, I mean, I'd say what else can you do? But like, hey, you could make a statement. You could talk about it. You could talk to Tana, which she has already said she doesn't want to talk to him. But his silence itself, that is the response. It is a response. It is an admission of guilt, right? As we already said. And it looks like the YouTube channel, The Cut, which CODY had like multiple videos on their channel, like he had done collabs with them or whatever, because he had done multiple reaction videos to their videos. And so they had like done collabs with him or whatever. And someone on Reddit had said that they took down those videos, and it looks like they have, or maybe even just like changed the thumbnail and the title, like maybe like taking like the association out, like away from him with that. So that's very interesting. And then also CODY could not work. Like CODY could not do, like he could step away from the internet and still be financially perfectly fine because of the fact that he has, in my opinion, from what I know, invested so well. That was something that I really admired about him as well. So he had invested in JuneShine, allegedly, from what I know. I'm not trying to get sued. Protective language here. And then also Liquid Death. And then I believe, I remember him specifically saying these things. And I believe there are some other like drink companies or just other companies that he and his friend, I think it's Devin, I'm not sure which one it is, had invested in. And so, I mean, he'll be fine. Financially, he'll be okay. My point with this video is just to show the, since CODY's not responding, since he has just ghosted this entire situation, people are now coming for his wife's channel. And then also for the other people who are associated with him, who are women. So Brittany Broski, and then also Cody's own wife, which is, I'd say she has nothing to do with it, but like, I mean, really, does she? No, she doesn't. Like, she wasn't involved in that. That was before she even knew who he was. So I think that's pretty messed up. Don't do that. Don't hold her accountable for her husband's behavior from way before she even knew him. And then also with other creators, public figures, whatever, like, just because you're not getting an answer out of Cody, out of the actual like perpetrator, stop doing that. Like, that's not helping your cause or whatever. Log off. If you're trying to do that, log off. Do you think who are you fighting for here? Tana doesn't want you to do that. You're not helping her cause. You're not helping her. She'd probably be disgusted and annoyed by seeing what people are saying to these other people who have quite literally nothing to do with the actions of a man on the internet, okay? A few other things that I wanted to talk about. So Cody's best friend, Colby, he had posted many pictures with him. He's still friends with him. He was his best man in his wedding, and he had put him in his vlogs a long time ago, right? Well, it had come out that Colby was involved in a court case regarding the drugging, filming, and non-consensual sexual acts that he allegedly did onto a college schoolmate back when he was at Duke. So cool. Awesome. And some people have said like, oh, well, Cody like had something to do with that too. And it's like, you don't know that. I don't know that. Let's chill with those allegations. Y'all trying to get sued? I'm not.
You were telling us to follow him on Instagram, and at some point you did wise up, so he's no longer part of your content, but he still seems like he's very much a part of your friend group. From the continued hangout since then to inviting him to your wedding just last year, people are under the impression that you're best friends with someone who, at best, committed an illegal sex act and at worst is an alleged rapist. And no matter how many times people rediscover this information over the years, you refuse to say anything at all. You could clarify this, but you won't. But now,
bro, what is this dude got you in a spell? What the what's happening?
Like, what, I don't understand. Like, obviously you shouldn't be friends with a rapist. You should remove that man from your life. But why is he still posting photos with him as well? He doesn't care about it at all.
Nah, dude, I ride for this mother. You don't understand me, okay? You don't understand me, dude. This is my guy. What the
He just doesn't care.
What the bro, that is like, oh my God. Okay, I thought like
he was the best man.
Like, I didn't realize it was getting worse than where it had gone.
That's crazy to still be friends with that person. Not only that, but as a public figure to then post pictures with them and promote them and put them in your videos. Like, what? That is crazy. So don't do that, please. Please don't do that. Don't be friends with alleged rapists, because that's crazy. So I think that really just shows the character as well. I'm going to make a full video on that and going over like the court documents and stuff, because that's wild. And I think that needs to be talked about more. This is just another example of, hey, maybe this is who this person was this entire time and the mask slipped and we just didn't know, right? Maybe. Because that sucks and I hate it, all right? It just keeps happening with people I like on the internet, and we got bamboozled, okay? And then another thing is the subreddit, Cody's subreddit page. Apparently it was made like by him or by his friends, and it was supposed to be like a joke that they were gonna be playing on him or something, I don't know. But his friends, multiple of them, it has been confirmed they are the moderators of that subreddit, and then multiple moderators of the subreddit, and actually a past moderator of the Discord, the Tiny Meat Gang Discord, which I think I'm still in. I need to get out of that. But they have posted on the subreddit now, which the other moderators have been taking down posts constantly, and it is wild. So past moderators have been posting and been like, hey, like, I just want to say, yes, anytime Tana was mentioned, even before this like got legs, we were like taking it down, and it's just wild. And so I don't know. I just think that's pretty crazy. So silencing things and just ignoring it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And I think that that's even worse than not saying anything, especially since like the statute of limitations is up. I think not addressing it is even worse. And then also going after people who, because you're not getting a response from the person in question, then going after like other people is so mob mentality, so unhinged. Again, who are you doing that for? Because the person who actually is the victim in the situation doesn't want you to do that. So stop doing that and log off the internet. For the love of God. So one more thing before we go, because I got to go get the baby and we got to go to the pool. But another thing too is that people have been saying like, oh, well, he's like a schmedophile. I'm masking those words because I don't want to get demonetized. Okay. I got bills to pay. So calling him like a schmedophile and saying like, oh, well, he's a grapist. And it's like, be clear with the terminology that we're using, right? I do just want to make that clear. It's in saying like, oh, he's like a child grapist or things like that. It's when you don't focus on like the actual facts and the correct terms to use and try to, and I'm not saying it's sensationalizing it, but try to make something possibly sound worse than it is so that maybe it'll like get more traction. That does take away from the validity of everything. And I am not invalidating anything that Tana has said regarding this. I believe her 100%. In my industry, in this industry, it has been known that they hooked up forever. It was just the little missing confirmation there of, oh, I actually was 17. I wasn't 18. Yeah, even if she was 18, that's still gross, right? Ew, Cody, what are you doing? Don't send death threats. Don't do anything like that because that is absolutely unhinged. If you feel like you need to do that, throw your phone out the window, go get in the bathtub, and I don't know, have a glass of wine or something if you are over 21. Anyways, I'm going to go to the pool and hang out with my baby because he's a little water baby and likes going like this in the water and shoving his face in the water, trying to drown himself. It's weird. So yeah, appreciate you. If you are subscribed, your butt looks good. I'm really proud of you. And if you're not subscribed, you're dead to me. So I will see you in my next video. Stay spicy, stay assertive. Your feelings are valid. And okay, bye.